Welcome to our new study on the book of the 12 prophets.
Tonga soeto ndray amin'ny fampianarana momba ny mpaminany roa ambin'ny folo.
They are sometimes called the minor prophets.
Matetika dia antsoina hoe mpaminany madinika izy ireo.
But when we say minor prophet, it sounds like they're not very important.
Rehefa tenenina ohatrizay anefa dia ohatrany hoe tsy important izy ireo.
What we really mean by that is that these books are shorter books.
Fa ny antony ny tenenana azy hoe mpaminany kely dia satria ny bokin'ireto mpaminany reto dia fohy.
So we can call them the shorter prophets.
Ka afaka antsoina hoe mpaminany fohy.
But that doesn't mean little guys.
Fa tsy midika akory hoe kely zareo akory hoe fohy.
In Jewish literature, they actually call them the book of the 12.
Amin'ny bokin'ny jiosy dia antsoina zareo hoe literatiorany bokin'ny mpaminany roa ambin'ny folo.
Now remember, the first 5 books of the Bible was the Pentateuch.
Raha tadiditsika ny boky anankidimy voalohany amin'ny Baiboly dia antsoina hoe Pentateuch,
Also called the Torah,
na koa hoe Torah,
and sometimes called the books of Moses.
ary indraindray koa antsoina hoe bokin'ny Mosesy.
Because it starts from creation and ends with the death of Moses before they go into the promised land.
Satria miatomboka amin'ny famoronana dia miafara amin'ny fahafatesan'i Mosesy alohan'ny hidirana amin'ny tany Kanana.
After those, in our Protestant Bibles, we have what we call the historical books.
Après an'izay zany dia misy indray ny boky hoe bokin'ny tantara.
And it begins with their entry into the promised land.
Miatomboka amin'ny fidiran'ny zareo tao amin'ny tany Kanana.
That's followed by the rule of the judges.
Dia manaraka an'izay ny bokin'ny mpitsara.
Then it goes into the development of the kingship of Saul and David and Solomon.
Dia avy eo ihany koa mitohy izany tantara izany amin'ny fitondran'ny Saoly, Davida, Solomon.
Then we go into the divided kingdom of the north in Israel and the south of Judah.
Ary avy eo mitohy amin'ny tantaran'ny fisarahan'ireo fanjakana roa ireo, ny nord sy ny sud.
And those historical books finish with the downfall of Jerusalem and the exile into Babylon.
Ny fiafaran'ny bokin'ny tantara zany dia miafara amin'ny firavan'i Jerosalema sy ny fidiran'izy ireo amin'ny fahababoana.
Now, the books that we have in our Old Testament were not written in the order that they've been placed.
Raha tadiditsika ihany koa ny fanoratana an'ireto boky atao amin'ny Baiboly ireto dia tsy manaraka ordre chronologique akory, tsy manaraka amin'ny ordre nanoratana azy.
And it's easy to think that way because in the beginning of Genesis, it says those words in the beginning.
Mora kokoa amintsika ny mieritreritra amin'izany satria na ny fandohan'ny bokin'ny Genesis ara dia miatomboka ny hoe tamin'ny voalohany.
And yet, Genesis was not written first.
Kanefa ny Genesis akory tsy ny boky voasoratra voalohany.
And in the last book, the book of Malachi, tells about a prophet who will come and talk about the terrible day of the Lord.
Ny bokin'ny Malaki dia miafara amin'ny ilay hoe mpaminany mbola ho avy.
The true history is a weaving together of those historical books and the prophetic books.
Ny firafitry ny Baiboly dia ny fitambarany fanambarana an'ireo boky ireo mba hampirindra ny tantara.
If you remember our study on the Old Testament, we talked about during the time of King Josiah that Jeremiah started to prophesy, that the prophets have to be dropped into their right place in the history.
Raha mijery ny tantaran'ny Israely isika dia hitantsika amin'izany fa ny mpaminany tsirairay avy ireo dia nampidirina amin'ilay tantara tamin'ny zareo tamin'ny fotoan'andro nisehoan'ireo mpaminany ireo.
The book of the 12 is some of the most important literature of the Hebrew Bible.
Ny bokin'ireto mpaminany roa ambin'ny folo reto dia anisany boky important amin'ny tantaran'i Israely.
So let's talk about the order of the 12.
Ka andeha ary aloha jerentsika ny ordre ny filaharan'ny reto mpaminany roa ambin'ny folo ireto.
In the 8th century BC, the last half of the 8th century BC, Amos and Micah were prophesying.
Tamin'ny 8e century zany Amos sy Amos and
Micah.
Amos sy Micah no hita voalohany.
They were talking about social justice.
Miresaka momba ny justice sociale izy ireo.
And these were the days when the Assyrians invaded.
Ary fotoan'andro tamin'ny invasion-ny Assyrianina no nisy an'izy ireo.
There was all kinds of new religious practices that were coming in to Israel at that time.
Tamin'izany fotoan'andro zany be dia be ny fotom-pinoana izay niditra tao amin'ny Israely.
And both Amos and Micah were calling on the people of Israel to worship only Yahweh.
Ary Amosa sy Mika dia nanao ny asan'izy ireo dia niantso an'i Israely mba hanompo Andriamanitra iray ihany.
And they began to teach that the true sacrifice wasn't animals.
Ary zareo dia nanomboka nampianatra fa ny fisorohana tena izy dia tsy biby akory.
That the true sacrifice was mercy and purity and faithfulness.
Fa ny fisorohana tena izy dia ny famindrapo, mpanompo matoky, tia mamindra fo sy justice.
Shortly after Amos and Micah came Hosea.
Taorinan'ny Mika sy Amosa dia ny mpaminany Hosea.
And he came proclaiming God's steadfast and undefeatable love.
Ary Hosea dia manambara ny fitiavan'Andriamanitra izay tsy miova.
Then in the 7th and 6th centuries, another group of prophets came.
7e sy 6e century indray misy andihana mpaminany tonga indray.
Zephaniah prophesied about an invasion coming from the east.
Zefania dia miresaka momba ny invasion avy any amin'ny est.
And he was prophesying that the time of judgment was coming against the Assyrians.
Ary manambara izy naminany izy fa ny invasion avy amin'ny Assyrianina dia the invasion of the Assyrian is coming from the east.
No, an invasion was coming from the east, and the time of judgment against the Assyrians was coming.
Ary ho avy ny jugement contre ny Assyrianina.
He begins talking about the day of the Lord.
Miresaka ihany koa izy ny andro momba ny hoe ny andro ny fiavian'ny Tompo.
And people started thinking that the day of the Lord was the day that the Lord defended his people.
Ary ny olona nanomboka ny eritreritra sy ny hevitra zany fa ho avy Andriamanitra hidefendre ny zareo.
At the same time, the prophet Nahum is speaking.
En même temps koa zany dia eo koa ilay mpaminany Nahum.
And he was prophesying about the fall of Nineveh.
Izy dia naminany momba ny fahalavon'ny fahalavon'ny Ninive.
And Nineveh was the capital of the Assyrian Empire.
Ninive moa dia kapitalan'ny Assyrianina.
And during that moment is when Habakkuk starts to prophesy.
Nanomboka tamin'izay fotoana andray no tonga ny faminanian'ny Habakoka.
And Habakkuk is saying, these Assyrians are so bad. When are you going to do something about them, God?
I Habakoka dia niteny hoe reto Assyrianina reto dia tena ratsy farovina ianao Andriamanitra vao hanao zavatra momba an'ireto Assyrianina ireto.
And we have God saying to Habakkuk, okay, but I'm going to raise up the Chaldeans.
Andriamanitra moa zany dia niteny hoe okay, fa tamin'izay zany Andriamanitra nanangana ny Kaldeanina.
And if you thought the Assyrians were bad, the Chaldeans are worse.
Raha mieritreritra isika fa ny Assyrianina ratsy, ny Kaldeanina mbola pire.
So Habakkuk is writing right at that moment when the Chaldeans, which is Babylon, was overthrowing the Assyrians.
Ka i Habakoka zany nanoratra tamin'ny fotoan'andron'ny ny Kaldeanina izay azo atao izay tsinona akory fa Babilonianina nanongana ny Assyrianina.
And Jeremiah is the one who witnesses the attack from Nebuchadnezzar and the fall of Jerusalem.
Ary Jeremia no vavolombelona nahita ny ataka nataon'ny Nebukadnezara sy ny fahalavon'ny the defeat of the Babylons.
Jeremiah witnessed the Babylonians defeating the Assyrians and conquering Jerusalem. Yeah. Oh.
Nanalavony i Jeremia zany vavolombelona tamin'ny nahalavon'ny Babylonianina.
Now, Ezekiel was writing at the same time, but Ezekiel was in exile, writing about it from a distance.
Ezekiel ndray dia nanoratra en même temps ihany koa fa avy amin'ny toerana hafa nisy anazy fa anisan'ny vavolombelona nanoratra an'izay ihany koa izy.
And Ezekiel was dreaming of a new order.
Ary Ezekiel dia nanofy ny amin'ny zay fotoan'andro mba hisian'ny Jerusalema vaovao indray, ordre vaovao.
But of course, Jeremiah and Ezekiel are not part of the 12.
Fa bien sûr moa i Ezekiel sy Jeremia akory tsy ao anatin'ireto mpaminany 12 ireto.
They also witnessed the people being taken into exile in Babylon.
Hitan'zareo ihany koa ny fahababoana nitondrana an'ireto Israely reto any amin'ny fahababoana any amin'ny Babylone.
And both Jeremiah and Ezekiel said that it's a person's relationship with God, not through the nation, not through a place, not through a building. It's personal.
Jeremia sy Ezekiel dia niteny hoe tsy ny zava-dehibe dia ny relationnao amin'Andriamanitra fa tsy ny hoe ny toerana misy anao na ny fiavianao na ny environnement misy anao fa ny relationnao amin'Andriamanitra.
And then we see a new power arising, the power of the Persians under King Cyrus.
Taty aoriana indray hitantsika ny pouvoir vaovao dia ny pouvoir an'ny Persianina izany.
And it's Isaiah, in the end of Isaiah, gets to see this new power arise.
Aty amin'ny faran'ny bokin'ny Isaia na fotoan'andron'ny Isaia no nahitana ireto fiakaran'ity pouvoir Persianina ity.
In fact, the last part of Isaiah sees Cyrus as being anointed by God to free the Jews.
En effet, fiafaran'ny bokin'ny Isaia no ahitantsika ny hoe fanjakan'ny Sirosy izay ampiasain'Andriamanitra hanavitra ny Israely.
And under the rule of the Persians, the Jews are allowed to go home.
Ary teo ambany fitondran'ny Persianina ito no nazahoan'ny Israely alalana iverina any amin'ny taniny.
So now, in the late 6th and the 5th centuries, we have Haggai and Zechariah.
Aty amin'ny 6e 5e century taty no ahitantsika ny Haggai,
Then Zechariah.
Haggai sy Zakary.
And they prophesy about the rebuilding of God's shattered people.
Ary izy ireo indray dia naminany ny amin'ny reconstruction-ny ireto Israely izay azo lazaina hoe lavo tanteraka.
The temple had been destroyed, the walls had been destroyed, the priesthood was scattered, and Haggai and Zechariah are saying we have to rebuild from this wreckage.
Simba rava tanteraka Jerusalema, ny rindrina, ny tempoly, ny mpisorona, ary Haggai sy Zakary dia mi-encourager ny zanak'Israely hoe ilaina miverina manamboatra indray, manarina indray isika zany zao.
And following them, we have Obadiah who begins to speak. But Obadiah doesn't talk about the great nations like Assyria or Persia or Babylon. He's talking about Edom.
Après an'izay indray tonga i Obadi moa zany fiantsoana azy amin'ny teny gasy tsy haiko loatra fa izy indray akory tsy niresaka momba ny hoe Persiana na Babyloniana na firenena hafa fa what was he talking about?
He's talking about Edom.
Fa izy dia miresaka ny Edom.
Edom was southeast of Judah.
Edoma dia sud-est amin'ny firenena Juda.
And Obadiah criticizes them because they didn't help when Judah was becoming enslaved.
Dia Obadi zany mikritika an'izy ireo satria izy ireo dia tsy nanampy tamin'ny fahalavon'ny Juda.
It's an interesting book that we overlook a lot.
Boky intéressant ty bokin'ny Obadi ty izay tsy dia tena jerentsika matetika loatra.
Because Obadiah is saying it's not that Edom was committing evil, it's that Edom was allowing evil to happen.
Satria Obadi zany dia miteny hoe tsy hoe akory Edoma dia nanao ratsy fa kosa Edoma dia namela ny faharatsiana hitranga.
It's like what Dietrich Bonhoeffer said, that to keep silent in the face of evil is itself evil.
Tahaka n'ilay rangahy malaza hoe Dietrich Bonhoeffer izay niteny hoe raha mijanona ho mangina manoloana ny fisiany zavatra ratsy dia efa faharatsiana ihany zany.
But we'll talk a lot about that later.
Fa mbola hiresaka misimisy kokoa momba an'izay tsika aorianao.
After Obadiah comes the prophet Joel.
Après an'i Obadi mpaminany dia ny mpaminany Joel.
He prophesies after the people have come back from exile.
Izy dia maminany taty aoriana après an'ny fahababoan'i Israely.
Very difficult days.
Fotoana andro sarotra.
And yet Joel foresees the future when God's inspiration and God's knowledge will spread all over the world.
Kanefa izy dia nanana an'izay vision zay ny fahitany ny fahalalànan'Andriamanitra izay ameno ity tany ity.
And Malachi talks about a new relationship with God.
Ary Malaky mpaminandray dia miresaka momba ny relation vaovao amin'Andriamanitra.
And he says God wants your best, not your leftovers.
Ary izy dia manambara fa Andriamanitra dia mitady ny tsara indrindra aminao fa tsy ny ambikambiny. Sisa.
And Jonah is one of the late ones that was written about the 4th century BC.
I Jona ndray dia taty amin'ny 4e century taty aoriana.
And in that really short book, Jonah challenges the Jews to forget about hating the outsiders, but welcome everyone.
Ny Jona ndray zany dia miresaka momba ny hoe tsy manavakavaka ny olona avy any ivelany fa kosa mandray ampitiavana ny olona rehetra.
And Jonah is telling the Jews, yes, you are chosen by God, but God chooses others too.
Marina ozy izy Jona fa inareo dia olom-boafidy n'Andriamanitra fa tsy ianareo rery akory no nofidian'Andriamanitra.
And he tells them you should be happy when Gentiles come to know the Lord.
Ary tokony ho faly nareo rehefa mahafantatra sy mahalala n'Andriamanitra ny jentilisa.
And then the last book to be written, as we talked about before, is the book of Daniel.
Ny boky farany voasoratra dia ny bokin'ny Daniel.
But remember, Daniel is not one of the book of the 12.
Fa tadeo fa Daniel akory tsy ao anatin'ny reto boky 12 reto.
Daniel is written somewhere around the year 150 BC.
Daniel dia voasoratra tamin'ny taona 150 BC.
And the book of Daniel is a story that tells about many extraordinary events and talks about a future, a good future.
Ny bokin'ny Daniel dia manambara ny tantara extraordinaire sy ny bokin'ny futur, c'est ny tantara ho avy.
So when we look at the book of the 12, we see these really extraordinary writings that offer guidance to the nation.
Rehefa jerentsika reto boky 12 mpaminany reto dia tantara extraordinaire sy guide ny vahoaka Israely izy.
They were extremely difficult times.
Voasoratra tamin'ny fotoana andro tena sarotra indrindra.
There was the invasion by Assyria.
Teo ny invasion ny Assyrie.
There was the invasion by Babylon.
Teo ny invasion Babylone.
There was the destruction of Jerusalem.
Teo ny faharavan'i Jerusalem.
There was the exile into Babylon.
Teo ny fababoana ny Babylone.
There was the coming of the Persians.
Teo ihany koa ny fahatongavan'ny Persianina.
There was the people going back home to a destroyed land.
Teo ihany koa ny fandehanan'ireo voababo miverina any amin'ny tanànany izay rava tanteraka.
And through all these terribly difficult times, the prophets kept speaking encouragement and guidance to the people.
Tao anatin'izay fotoan-tsarotra rehetra izay nefa dia tao foana ny mpaminany ny guide sy mi-encourager ny vahoaka.
So when we look at these 12 books now, we can still see that same kind of guidance and wisdom.
Ka rehefa mijery an'izany reto boky 12 reto tsika na amin'izao aza dia hitantsika ao ny fomba figuideny fitarihan'ny reto mpaminany reto sy ny encouragement reto mpaminany reto sy ny fahendreny reto mpaminany reto.
So we're going to take them in the order that they occurred, not the order in the Bible.
Ka ho jerentsika ny ordre tsy ny ordre fahitantsika azy atao amin'ny Baiboly fa ny ordre ny nisehon'ny zavatra.
Because if we take them in the order of the Bible, it can sometimes be a little confusing.
Satria raha raisintsika amin'ny ordre fisehoany atao amin'ny baibola izy dia lasa confusing, lasa compliqué.
So this is where history helps us out.
Ka zao eto ny ahitantsika hoe manampy antsika ny histoire ny tantara.
Because we can see the order of what they're talking about.
Satria hitantsika amin'ny alalan'ny histoire ny ordre des événements mitrangan'ny zavatra.
So the first one is Amos.
Ka ny voalohany indrindra zany dia Amos.
In Hebrew, his name is pronounced as Amos.
Amin'ny teny hebreo dia le izy miteny hoe Amos.
He's called a minor prophet.
Mpaminany kely ny fiantsoana azy.
But remember, it doesn't mean he's not important.
Fa tadio fa tsy midika akory zany hoe tsy important izy.
In fact, Amos may be the most important of the prophets.
En effet, Amos aza ary mety ny tena mpaminany important indrindra.
Because he is completely different than any prophet that went before.
Satria izy dia tena samihafa mihitsy ny amin'ireo mpaminany izay nandeha talohany.
The prophets before, we think of a prophet like Samuel or Nathan.
Mpaminany teo aloha ohatra hoe Samuel, I Natana.
And those prophets were usually in the employment of the king.
Ary ireo mpaminany ireo dia en général teo ambanin'ny fampiasan'ny mpanjaka.
In fact, those prophets become known as the school of the prophets.
En effet, ireo mpaminany ireo dia ao anatin'ny groupeny hoe école des prophètes.
And as we get into this time period, they don't really prophesy the words of God, they prophesy what the king wants to hear.
Ary tamin'ity vaninandro ity zany lasa tsy maminany ny teny avy amin'Andriamanitra intsony ireto mpaminany reto fa lasa maminany izay tian'ny mpanjaka ho henoina. So
Amos represents a new prophetic movement.
Ka i Amos zany dia mirepresente ny andiana mpaminany vaovao hafa noho ny reto école des prophètes reto.
And they're prophets who are called out on their own.
Ary mpaminany izay nantsona Andriamanitra miavaka.
So Amos says in the beginning that he's not one of those prophets.
Ka Amos zany ety ampiandohany izy dia efa miteny hoe izy akory tsy ao anatin' reto école des prophètes reto mpaminany taloha reto.
He's not one of those who's employed by the king.
Tsy ampiasan'ny mpanjaka izy akory.
He, in fact, he steps out to criticize the kings, especially in the North Kingdom.
En effet, izy ara dia mikritika ireto mpaminany mpanjaka du Nord ty surtout du Nord.
And he reminds the people, this is what God requires of you.
Ary Amos dia mampatsiahy ny vahoaka hoe izao no tadiavina, izao no takian'Andriamanitra aminareo.
And he says very powerfully, don't be critical of those other nations that don't know God.
Aza be kritika amin'ireo firenena izay tsy mahalala an'Andriamanitra hozy izy ianareo.
He says, you have more responsibility because you have a covenant with God.
Fa ianareo dia manana responsabilité nareo manokana satria nareo manana covenant, manana lien, manana voady amin'Andriamanitra.
So you have more responsibility to do right.
Ka nareo dia manana responsabilité kokoa hanao ny marina.